So where do you go from there? Because I mean, I've watched the one that actually made me feel bad for you and makes me think that you're gonna die way too young is the one where you ate a whole tin of tobacco, like chew.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
I mean, that one, when I saw that, I was like, oh, how is this dude still alive?
It was over the top. We were in kind of like a war with this other YouTuber who's very well known. He's since gone on to become like a millions and millions subscriber guy. But we were having this egg challenge with this guy. And we would do like these side challenges that were just insane. Like one of them, it started off with a slice of pizza that I doused in pepper spray and like proceeded to eat. It actually was not as bad as I thought it would be, but it was really bad. Like, why would you do that? You know, these are things that are obviously not made to be consumed, right? So we were kind of like doing one of our fringe challenges, and we were trying to come up with things that people would eat. And there'd be a lot of suggestions. You know, for instance, some of my videos have like over 30,000 comments. So if that gives you kind of an idea of how, the channel had a lot of interaction. Had I continued the channel, probably would have eventually done pretty well with it if I was not so ashamed of it. But, there was one where, people were like, no one we know can eat, like ingest a can of Copenhagen winter mint.
And by the way, I smoke, to my wife's chagrin, I smoke a lot of cigars. We're filming this at 10 o'clock in the morning, have a morning cigar. I'll probably have 2 or 3 more today. The only thing that will slow me down is I need to go to jiu-jitsu, and I don't want to smell like a chimney going into jiu-jitsu. And I'm now, sad to admit, addicted to nicotine. Like, I can feel that desire to have nicotine.
Right.
So I would say I'm a fairly large nicotine ingester. And the thought of swallowing just a plug of fucking Copenhagen, much less a whole, it's actually making my breakfast come back up right now. And
a lot of people can't even swallow their own spit, like a little bit of spit when they're chewing it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be sick, but we got to get through this. So I just remember you went on a baseball diamond, right? You filmed it outdoors.
Yeah,
and you ate a whole fucking can of Copenhagen.
True. True. And it was in Burbank, California, at whatever that park is up. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't. We would always do like these silly intros where I was showing off my inability to hit a baseball. And then we jumped right into it, and I'm like, I'm going to eat a
Which, by the way, the fact that you're like a third Puerto Rican, a third Cuban, a third black, and you can't hit a baseball, I know this is the most stereotypical, prejudiced thing to say, but how can you not hit a baseball, bro?
I can hit a baseball. It was a joke.
Oh, okay.
It's self-deprecating humor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't hit the baseball, and then you have to swallow a can of Copenhagen.
Yeah, right. And I opened it up, and the minute it hit, because I used to smoke like pretty heavily, unfortunately. I've tried chew when I couldn't have a cigarette, and it not chew. They keep telling me it's not chew, dip, I guess.
Dip, yeah.
So like I put it in my lip, and it was like my gums were on fire. How can someone eat this? So the minute it hit my tongue, because I just basically opened it and just took the whole thing, and I could immediately feel like the roof of my mouth, the tongue, the uvula, that little punching bag thing, look in the back of your mouth, was on fire. And it was just so much bigger than I thought it was going to be in my mouth, or chewing like this. And I kept trying to swallow it, and it just wouldn't happen. So I had to grab a bottle of water, and I just swish it back. And like in one fell swoop, it was just like, and I was like, oh my God. And I remember looking around, and I don't know if any of your viewers have ever done mushrooms. I'm not saying I've done mushrooms, guys, but everything became bright. Like, I thought I was actually gonna had made a grave mistake because
yes, you did make a grave mistake.
I'm telling you, the park, it's a nice park, but it became the most beautiful park in the world because the colors were on point. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie Dredd, like the remake of Judge Dredd, where when they take the drugs, it's like this crystallized, beautiful world. That's what it was like, except my throat was on fire.
And how long before you start vomiting? Because the rest of that video is just like a 10-minute compilation of you trying to puke it up.
Yeah,
like you're basically trying to pump your own stomach.
Yeah, I could not puke for approximately 45 minutes. And I actually had to down like 4 liters, 2 liters of water in order for there to be like something to puke up, because like I have a pretty good control over my puke factor. I mean, a lot of my videos, unfortunately, people like to watch people puke, and some of the stuff that I would do would just cause puking. So, but anyone who's, touched the back of their tongue, if you got to get it out, there's ways to do that.
Right.
In this case, I was unable to, and my body was like freaking out for a whole 45 minutes. And then what came up had to be maybe like a third. It's probably still in me. And I agree with you. I'm probably going to die from it. But
I mean, God forbid, I hope this doesn't happen. But if you ever get some weird intestinal problems or some weird fucking anal cancer or something, it's going to be from that fucking lump of Copenhagen just working.
They call it colon cancer, right?
Colon cancer, whatever.
And a lot of people die from it. Anyway, but yeah.
I like anal cancer better. It sounds a little bit more aggressive.
Wow.
So I hope to God that you're healthy for the rest of your life and live a very long, prosperous life. But if I ever hear something goes wrong with you, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, it was the Copenhagen, obviously.